Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Another blissful day of just chanting Hare Krishna. Uh, Everything that just says it's so important and has to be taken care of immediately really isn't. It's, keep it simple, do the needful, and don't get fancy. But I was just remembering something, and it was so funny that happened in the good old days. Oh my. It was a women's traveling sales party. The temples needed money. There was big properties after Prabhupada left, and there wasn't much of a support base. Householders, the Westerners, they weren't established much yet. They were just starting out. It's not like they were rolling in bucks, they were just starting out. They had just taken Grihastha ashram, and maybe there was a baby on the way or something. And the Indian community was starting to appear on the horizon, but hadn't really, dove in. They weren't really writing the checks yet. So they needed money. So the book distribution went on hold because books just wasn't bringing in enough money. It just wasn't bringing in enough money to maintain the deities in the temples. So there was a young man's party and a women's party. They were separate. Sometimes they would meet for chanting and prasadam, but for the most part they were separate. And we were selling things, traveling on the road sometimes 7 months away from the temple, just trying to get money for the deities and the temples. And some of the things that we did, oh my God. I was just remembering one in the Carolinas somewhere. This was a traveling party out of Gitanagari. I didn't appreciate it at the time. I was very upset. I was convinced we should be distributing books and not selling things, and I was biting the bullet and doing it because I needed to do something, and so I was doing it. I was selling things. I didn't appreciate it at the time. And looking back now on it, I got a little different perspective, It's Krishna. But man, it was wild, I remember traveling on these back roads in the Carolinas. I don't know if it was north or south, whatever. And there would be, along the side of the road, a little single wide with a sign out front, massage. And they'd be all lit up at night, massage parlor. So it was a prostitution place, massage. So we're driving along in the middle of the night. We've got candles to sell. And so there were a lot of these little single wides all over the Carolinas. And so we'd go in and we'd stop, we'd go in. And we were dressed like long skirts, braided hair, bobby socks, and a box full of hand-carved candles. And the women that were working there, they'd be in there either with a client and sometimes there was a male client sitting in the waiting room waiting for his turn for a massage. And the girls would all come out. They'd stop whatever they were doing and they'd come out and they all wanted candles. Oh, I have to have this one. Oh, I have to have that one. This will look lovely on my dining room table. And they were really good customers. Little houses of prostitution, It was really funny. Oh man, the stuff we got into. Oh, jeez. And then, because we were out at night, during the day we were going store to store, And at night we were still going after dark up into the wee hours, and we'd go into the bars. You know, they'd be sitting there, and they're sitting at the bar, you know, and you go and you in with your box of candles, and sometimes we had molded candles, like we had horses' heads. They looked like bookends, but they were candles with a wick on top and the horse's head, or frogs, or you know, something, candles. And you put a horse's head clump in front of the guy who's sitting there with his, and you look at it and say, how much you want for that, you know? Yeah, actually it was quite dangerous. It was very dangerous actually, but there was never any, none of the ladies were bothered in any of these situations, no one. I mean, there's all kinds of things that go on, you know, rapes, murders, I mean, you know, but the girls were never, we got away with it. We got away with it. Krishna protected us. There were a couple of car accidents, but that was something else. I was just remembering that, how funny that is. And they're just like school teachers, you know, long braids, you know, bobby socks, a long skirt. We're holding a box of candles going into these places. They received very well. They wanted what we had. Very funny. As Krishna was protecting. Ah, the good old days. Hare Krishna.